Coming up next, Tom Stoner.
Thank you. I saw the prompt. I've never been here before, so I wrote this short story called Things Under the Bed.
Excellent. Nice title.
3 days. It's been 3 days now. I'm without Murr. 3 days since his nasty little note. Jan, I'm gone for good this time. This is worse than being dead, which is what your mother will be if I don't leave now. And there you go, gone for good. He mentioned her because he knew she would see his little note and say, uh-huh, no surprises here, which is exactly what happened. She took the note out of my hand, read it, said her lines, then got herself turned around, heading back to her room, mumbling something so quiet that I would say, "What'd you say?" "Oh, Jesus, Janny, I said we're out of Freshka." Freshka, in a word, that sums it up. The whole situation between me, Murr, and her. It's not Freshka, Murr would say, it's Fresca, no H in Fresca. "Well, that's not what we always called it," she says, jamming her chin forward and her shoulders back. "Freshka, we called it. Everybody I ever knew called it that. So anyway, there's not enough Freshka for tonight and tomorrow morning." Murr goes to the fridge and counts the frescas. "There's 9 frescas, he says. "Like I said," she says. "What night is it?" "Wednesday, and my shows are on." "And what time do you leave on Thursday morning?" 7. "Janny, tell him." "Murr," I say. And so Murr gets in the car, never mind what time it is, and picks up a case of Fresca somewhere. He's gone for an hour, maybe 2, and when he comes back, he has that "don't ask" look on his face. He drops a 6-pack on the floor by her door and says, "Here's your Fresca." Fresca. Okay? Fresca. And then he comes into the bedroom, gets down to his underpants, and lays beside me, maybe a ½ inch away from actually touching anywhere, and he whispers, "I swear to God, Janice, one of these days." He lies there and breathes through his nose, all slow and deliberate. In, out, until he falls asleep. We always whisper in bed. "Why are we whispering?" Murr asks. "This was when we first got married. We're not exactly a secret anymore." That was when there was nothing between us, not even a ½ inch of nothing. "It's what people do," I say. "No, it's not," he says. "This ain't church. People talking bad." "Try talking, Jan." "I can't," I say, trying to. Well, that got him laughing, but we still whispered in bed. Now, of course, it's just me lying in bed, my own thoughts, whispers in my head. Fraught. That's the word I'm looking for. Things got fraught, like they always do. One thing and then another. Money, Murr's knees, all that work on the roof, my dysteria, all these things came between us, and instead of dealing with them, we got fraught with what it all meant instead of what they really were. We still whispered in bed, but it was a different kind of whispering, like secrets we were telling ourselves about other people. And as all these things came between us, they got bigger and we became smaller, little whispering people in bed. Talk about fraught. After she moved in, there was reason to whisper, with her just on the other side of our bedroom wall. "Shh," I say. "She's right there. Whisper." "Why?" he whispers. "It's not like she's under the fucking bed." When I was 12, maybe 13, before I was a real teenager anyway, she sat me down on the bed and told me all the things men try to do to women. They put it in here, they put it in here, they try to put it into there. They flop you around this way and in that way. They want you to squat on the furniture and whatnot. "You can't imagine," she said, "but I certainly did try." And for once she was right. I couldn't, but I certainly did try. And when I got to thinking about it, to the point where I couldn't stop thinking about it, I had to find out firsthand what she was talking about. The night I hid under my parents' bed, I forgot to make room for myself ahead of time. I was upstairs when I heard them shut off the TV, and I scooted down the hall into their bedroom. There was so much junk under the bed, I had to bend myself into something like a capital R, with one arm over my head and my legs spread around a stack of shoe boxes and a duffel bag. I looked around. There were wads of Kleenex and dust and a paper plate with something dried up on it, socks, cigarettes, pieces of dead crickets, you name it. They came into the room one at a time and took turns in the bathroom. Nobody talking, just sounds of people getting ready for bed. Closet door, bathroom door, pants on the floor. She got into bed first. He sat on his side and fiddled with something, then laid down beside her. After a while, soft as could be, she said, "Did you pay the light bill?" "No." "Why not?" "Too busy." They fell asleep and so did I. Sometime later, I woke up and saw my mother's face hanging off the bed at floor level a few inches away, looking at me upside down, her eyes and mouth wide open, her hair draped on the floor by my shoulder. We stared at each other. She closed her mouth like a fish, and I slid out an inch at a time, barely breathing, until I got to the hallway. Well, I'm in my room now, not my little girl room, but the room I have now, without Myrrh. It's set up like my old room, with the bed here, the closet over there, and my mother's room right next door. She knows I'm still in here, and I suspect she'll come in soon to say goodnight, except she won't say goodnight. She'll say something like, "Still in bed, huh? Well, no surprises here, right?"